Today we are going to take a quick look at the Iowa City area MLS numbers for the month of September 2021. Keeping an eye on those numbers is a good way to keep your finger on the pulse of the local real estate market, which is important if you want to make informed decisions when it comes to buying or selling real estate. Unless, of course, you just like to play guessing games with your hard-earned money. I don't. And you might be surprised. There are some segments of the market that are showing change in some of the metrics that show us when there is a shift starting to happen. So stay tuned. Hi there, I'm Emily Farber and I'm a realtor in the greater Iowa City area. I make YouTube videos all about real estate, our local housing market, and the Iowa City metro in general. If you're looking to buy, sell, or relocate, you are in the right place. I have a bunch of free downloads that you will find useful. You can get the links for those down in the description box of this video. If you're watching on your phone, just tap the title of this video and that description box will open right up for you. So if you're the type of person that would rather just chat with an actual human being about your plans, I would love to hear from you. You can find all my contact information down in that description box too. So how's the market? That's the question everybody always asks because the market has been bonkers this year in terms of buyer competition, low inventory, and rising prices. I'm going to cover September housing trends in Iowa City, Coralville, and the Northwest Quadrant, which includes North Liberty and Tiffin. Iowa City's median single-family home price in September was $280,000, which is up from August median of $272,450, an increase of 2.8% from the month before. The list price to sales price ratio was 98.5, which is totally typical for our market, but it does show a cooling trend from earlier this summer when our average list to sales price ratios were slightly more than 100%. Our number of closed sales for the month is showing a decrease from previous months, and the days on market is increasing, all of which are normal seasonal variations here in our real estate market. With 2.5 months supply of inventory, we are still in a seller's market, but it is not as severe as it was earlier this year. As a quick reminder, the number of months of supply is a metric called the absorption rate, which tells us if the market is favoring sellers, buyers, or if it is balanced somewhere in the middle. The lower the number, the more those market conditions favor sellers, and the higher, the more those market conditions favor buyers. A number right in the middle, right around 5, well, that's considered your balanced market. Over in Coralville, the median single-family home price in September was $217,750, which was a reduction in the median sales price from the previous month of $298,500. Holy smokes, that's quite a drop, but I think it's too good to be true. I am sorry. This number is more of a statistical anomaly having to do with the sample size. There were only 18 single-family homes sold in Coralville in September, which is just like, what? That's about half as many as normal. Just like we saw in Iowa City, the number of days on market is increasing, the number of closed sales is decreasing. The absorption rate for single-family homes in Coralville is 2.6, which is solidly in the seller's market per usual, but it is increasing ever so slightly from where it was earlier this summer. The list price to sales price ratio is 99.4, which tells us that homes are still selling very close to list price in Coralville. The median single-family home price in North Liberty and Tiffin was $288,900, and that was actually a 1.4% increase from the month before, which was $285,000. List to close price ratio is still hanging out over 100. It's 100.2, and closed sales are showing a decrease as we head into fall. Although the Northwest Quadrant is actually decreasing their days on market a little still. Like Iowa City and Coralville, the absorption rate in the Northwest Quadrant is rising, and the number is the highest of all 3 areas that we've looked at. They're at 3.9% months of inventory. Okay, let's check out condos. The median price for a condo in Iowa City in September was $220,000. That's a 10% increase from the previous month's median of $200,000. The number of closed sales is decreasing and the days on market is increasing, which typical, right? That's normal for the fall. I can tell you that the number of buyers actively shopping is easing up because the list to sales price ratio is decreasing from where it was this past summer and is now sitting at 98.7%. The absorption rate is slowly inching back towards middle ground and it's sitting at 3 months of absorption in Iowa City for condos in September. Over in Coralville, the median price of a condo is $172,450, a decrease of 13.7% from August median of $199,900. The list to sales price ratio is 99.8 and the absorption rate is surprising. Check it out. They're at 8.2% month supply of condos in Coralville, which has pushed this segment solidly back into what we would call a buyer's market. Meaning there's enough condos for sale that buyers should have leverage to negotiate with sellers. There's a lot of new construction condos in Coralville though, thanks to some large condo buildings that have come online. So it will be really interesting to watch the list to sales price ratio in the next month or so and see if buyers are able to negotiate pulling those sales prices down a little bit. Or another option is maybe Coralville's condo market is split. We've got new construction condos, which are pushing the numbers way up, and then pre-existing condos, which maybe there's not that many, and they're gonna play out as their own separate micro markets. Okay, so that makes me really curious about what's happening to condos in North Liberty. The median sales price for a condo in North Liberty and Tiffin is $187,000, which is a decrease of 6% from the previous month's median of $199,000. The number of sales closed really dropped off a cliff and the days on market is inching up. The absorption rate is still sitting in that seller's market range at 2.5% month supply of inventory. So there you have it. The numbers show us that we are still in a seller's market here in the greater Iowa City metro, but the month's supply of inventory is increasing across the board geographically, as well as for single-family homes and condos. We're seeing the normal seasonal reduction in inventory. Price trends vary depending on which market segment you're looking in, so be sure that you've done your homework if you're buying or selling. If you'd like to talk with me about your particular plans to sell or buy, reach out and let's chat. Do you have any questions or observations about the Iowa City area real estate market? Leave a comment down in that comments box below. Hey, and don't forget to subscribe and ring the bell. That way you'll always be up to date with the latest in Iowa City area real estate. Hey, it's been fun, and I'll catch you later.